Since your dad never showed you how to get a 1973 Mercury Montego GT running, I'm your daddy. Story is, this car sat for the last 10 years. I bought it from a gentleman that bought it from his wife's dad after he passed away. He had it for a decent while and supposedly it ran when it was parked. We can see she is a GT. Since I'm the new owner, that stands for giant testicles.
Why you always lying?
We get inside the interior right here. She's in pretty dang good shape. Don't look at this bench sheet over here because she's been patched. Overall, look at the headliner on this old girl. That is in really good shape right there. Very impressive, this interior. Odometer showing 85,000 miles. That's probably actually original 85,000. Baker, get out. It's kind of a neat looking car, but man, the bumpers are ridiculous. Supposedly there was a new rule back in the mid 70s, early 70s, about a 5 mile per hour rule. I'm not for sure what that actually means, but they're ugly, they're big, gaudy. It looks like they just put a railroad tile in front of the car and there you go. Let's get into the fun part here. Under the hood, this comes from the 335 series Ford small block engines. So this one right here is going to be the 400 cubic inch small block, and it's based off the 351 modified. How it's different than the 351 Cleveland, which is the more desirable motor, is that this one has a taller deck, therefore she's got a longer stroke. It is an odd option car. We have manual brakes, power steering, and we can see that it's supposed to have AC. The AC compressor, I believe, would be right there. It has been taken off, but it's kind of odd to have AC but manual brakes. I'm riding in comfort, but I'm not safe to stop. Looking at this engine though, it's in really good shape. None of the plug wires or vacuum lines are ate up. She does have oil in her that looks okay, good enough for the girls we date. I honestly don't see much that we're gonna have to do to this car. The only thing I can think of right now is it needs a fresh battery, which I've never seen that happen. The whole terminal of the battery's coming out. Look, and the tarnation is going on. Give me that. Oh. This is interesting. Oh, we broke our terminal. Out of here. Well, that's the most rust we've seen on the car so far under the battery. That's pretty bad there. One thing that's kind of odd about it that I did notice, I was looking at this tag on the valve cover right here. You can see that it is a 402 valve from the 351 modified family right there. But then under here it says this vehicle conforms to US EPA regulations applicable 1977. So that makes me wonder, has this motor been replaced? Because why would it be that way? Looks like that carburetor, I don't know if that's factory. It's got a bunch of spacers right here. And look at that. That is some nasty, nasty feel right there. It is very, very sticky and smells odd. Kind of looks like I broke through when I was wiping. Let's see what's under the old air cleaner right here. It appears that we have a 2-barrel Motorcraft, so I say that's the factory carburetor right there. Doesn't seem like it's too messed up. There's a vacuum line plugged right there. There's our fuel line. All right, new battery. I must apologize for the wind. It is blowing more than your high school girlfriend. All right, fire test right here. No sparkage. Huh. Oh yeah, dome light's working. Killed it. I'm gonna simply unhook the fuel line from the factory fuel pump down here so we can see if it'll turn over. And we don't want to be sucking dirty gas from the original tank. See if we can get that line off. Does not want to come off of there. Oh, I ripped it. There she goes. I could smell the dirty gas whenever I just popped that off right there. Battery hooked up, we got the fuel line unhooked. I'm just gonna go see if she'll turn over. Here we go. Nothing happened. Not doing the ignition. Oh, what? I don't know what in the world I just did. but she turned over. Let's try that again. Power now. Well, folks, we're gonna get straight to the point. She's turning over. I'm gonna put some fuel down the yapper. Maybe she'll pop off. There's no point checking for spark right now because we haven't even tried giving it a feel just to see if she pops off. Let's save ourselves some time and just see if she'll run. Just a little bit of fuel. Bring the power. Well, she turns over nicely. Let's see what we got going on up under the cap here. Vacuum advance there. Oh wow. So I wasn't expecting this. This car has points. I thought in 1973 it wouldn't have points. Whoa, 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 stop, stop. All right, she's gonna wanna fire off. So all I did is I went through there, I cleaned up those points just a tad. Here, you gonna turn it over?
But no yelling at me.
No yelling. Let me give it a little feel first here. Stop, stop, stop. Easy as that, folks. Since we know she's gonna run, we'll go ahead and hook up a temp fuel system here. After we lose some tools, I can't believe, well, I can kind of believe, that's kind of why I bought it. I thought it was gonna be an easy one to get going. We paid 700 bucks for this old hot rod here. I don't think that was too bad of a deal for a clean title car that's in fairly good shape. Now usually we'd do electrical fuel pump. Since this does have a mechanical, mechanical's better than electrical in my opinion, so we're gonna try and make that one work. It's down in here nice and deep. We're gonna attempt to get our fuel pump primed. She might fire up. Stop, stop. Hopefully she's primed. I don't know if that was enough. It didn't seem like it. I don't know if you guys see this wind. It makes me very mad. I'll have a shot by the end of the year. You guys, there's a cracked phone. There's our fuel system for now. Until we can get that tank cleaned out. Before we get too crazy, let's give her some coolant. Don't want to ruin this motor. She's actually got a little bit in her, it looks like. Let's see if she'll sit here and idle with the fuel system now. You want to turn her over? And I'll give her the gas. She's got coolant, she's got oil, hopefully it has fuel. Yep. Alright, let's get an air filter on her so she's not sucking down all that junk. This would be better than nothing here. Motor sounds good. Alright, go for it. Start it up. Start it. Go for it. Sitting there idling. We just bought us a good one, folks. Looks like it's carrying oil pressure. Oil pressure's looking good, right about in the center. This thing sounds good. There's a little bit of glass pack action down there. So we definitely need a new belt. The belt's floppy. Not much to complain about with this one. It's pretty good when the worst you can say about it is that we got to buy a belt for. That belt is gonna fly apart. All right, before that belt flies apart and we go buy parts, let's see if it goes into gear. Might want to check the fluid first. Yeah, I need to check the fluid. I don't even feel it going into gear. See what it has. Bone dry. So we got no brakes, so right now we're gonna break open the bleeders. Master cylinder was completely dry when we started here. We got that filled up. Okay.
All right, let's see if we can get this thing to break the gravity bleed. If we can find it somewhere up in here.
We're dum. I just pulled the e-brake. It was engaged. Now what? Is it spinning over there? Now look at it, spinning just fine. Nice. I wonder if that old boy set it on me.
I don't know, when we unloaded it, this side here was not spinning.
Go ahead, take these belts off, run the parts store, get brand new belts for this turd. Hopefully.
I want to go down.
Working on junk. I got mine ready.
You couldn't even get this bolt loose.
Oh, it's not gonna move. That's a custom bracket. Someone's been in here and changed all that. Yeah, that comes back to the 1977 thing. We're starting to notice the difference. This is a custom bracket holding the alternator on. It did a decent job. It doesn't look bad.
I'd almost get this belt one size longer.
Then move the alternator out.
Yeah, because I think there's enough pivot on there to make it tight.
Both belts are off. Brand new belts that probably won't fit. What?
Can this bolt be any longer?
Does that belt fit good?
I don't know yet. I'd say it will. Golly.
Are you just gravity bleeding it right now?
No. It wouldn't do anything, so I just put them back in there.
This has the C6 transmission, and she takes type F, so we're gonna give her 2 quarts and go from there. There's $9, $18. You're gonna burn it up. You're gonna burn it up. Let me put fluid in it. This is forward. Can you go forward?
The accelerator pump is just squirting fuel straight out. I don't know. Crank it over again. But I'd say I'd messed something up and the stripper cap come flying off. Just initially washing this thing off. Look at all that nastiness. It's probably one of the dirtiest carburetors I've seen. Chunky. Oh yeah. We'll let that soak today while I'm at work and we'll get back on this afternoon and see if we can get this turd to start later. Put the headgear on so we can see what we're doing here a little bit. Oh yeah, them bad boys are tight. That one wasn't too bad. Once again, we'll pull those out and make sure we can blow through those. I don't know if we can get this one out. Sometimes they're... Oh yeah. Sometimes they're just seized up in there. Don't look bad. Okay. Blow through all those, so that's good. Try to get some of the crunchy stuff out of there. Your air adjustments. I always do, just count how many turns it goes to tighten all the way up. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.25 turns or so, but we'll go ahead and take those out. I like to put all this stuff back together as I take it apart. If you're like me, you'll forget where it goes and your amount of turns, so I'll go back in there, quarter, I'll start there. Half, 1, 1.5, 2. So that's a good starting point. I can always readjust those later on. Do the same thing on this one. It's probably about the same. Ooh, that one feels pretty messed up. About 2 3/4 on that one. Mixture screw's a little bit bent, it looks like. We'll start off at 1 1/4. So start there. Half. 1, 1.5, 2. That's about where it is. Where it was. That was yummy. That ain't gonna affect the way it runs, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this gumped up stuff off there, goopy stuff. Because it does look bad and it makes the carburetor dirty. Alright, well I gotta go to the dentist, so we're gonna take a break here. I'll spray a little bit cleaner down in there. And we'll leave that sit till we get back. Woohoo! Go get that sexy tooth fixed. Let that soak while we're at the dentist. For I better get this thing done before the numbness wears off. My new tooth. It's better than it was. Get back after this before, like I said, the numbness wears off because it's already starting to throb. So hopefully that's the main part there. The accelerator pump's bad. This is about as entertaining as watching paint dry, I'm sure. Not a professional at this, just a parts replacement specialist. Need some music to go along with this. Something real slow and soothing. Okay, well that's pretty much it. All we gotta do is put the top plate back on there, so We're gonna call that good enough. Especially for who it's for.
So I did buy this for a 1977 Mercury Cougar with a 400. It was a Motorcraft 2150. So that's the kit we bought here. Looks like it's part number 15593 Delta. All right, the carburetor's on there. We're gonna pop the hood off real quick so we can have our gas can just bungee corded down here.
See if it runs and moves first.
I guess we could do that. All right, let's give it some feel here and see if Dad's fine work fixed this old carb, because she was leaking real bad out of the accelerator pump. Well, it's like the spark ain't consistent, so let's redo this here. We got a new rotor, we got new points, we got a new condenser, and we got a new cap. Got these lobes on your distributor here. You try and get your point system where it's at the top of the lobe. You want to try and set that gap between your points. You can see it slightly right there. There's a gap so it can spark. They had this hooked up wrong, the coil. They had the hot from the battery or the ignition switch going to the negative side of the coil, which you can do reverse polarity on these coils. They just will not run as good and you don't have as efficient spark. So I just swapped that around, and as you can see, it was right there. I was able to get it like this. It is low on fluid still. We've added 4 quarts of transmission fluid, so I don't want to burn this transmission up. We'll get back to it in the morning. So we're gonna button it up for now. But I think we made some progress. I think tomorrow's the big day that we drive this thing. I hope.
Jacked up, just put it, see what you got. You may only have first gear, I don't know.
All right, Dad's driving. We won't see it die one time. Ooh.
You can't just hammer on it.
Entertaining, right?
Well, it's not running right. It's going down the road, isn't it?
We're driving it for the first time since 2014.
It's got 2 years.
When I was messing with it last night, it has some electrical things going on. The driver taillight sticks on no matter what.
It's a brake light.
I couldn't get the headlights or anything like that to turn on. Skill.
We got more adjusting to do. All right, we're downhill, baby.
So you got in 1 right now?
For a second. That carburetor is not like it. Rolling down the street in my 7.3. Smoking a big old tree. Steaming hot. Never died.
Never died. Good word.
Runs like shit, but never died.
Keep coming. More. More. Yep. Well, got to drive it down the road after a good while. It's got a lot of work that still needs to be done. That's a major one right there. She's got a lot of oil getting flung out of the distributor right there. So we'll have to pull that, get a gasket, figure out what's going on there. Other than that, we need to change the oil on this thing, figure out the carburetor, all that good stuff. And then once we get that dialed in, we'll get it looking right, get some possibly wheels for it, 22s over there, and clean this thing up. I think it'll be a good driver. It was pretty easy. It gave us a little bit of challenge here and there, but overall, not too bad when Dad's around to help out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe and what you think about this hot rod right here. Thank you all. Have a good night.